All right, welcome. Today, we're going to take a tour of your body's absolutely incredible electrical superhighway. You know, the network that controls every single thing you think, feel, and do.
I mean, really think about it for a second. How does the feeling of a pinch travel from your arm to your brain and back again, registering as ouch, all in the blink of an eye? Well, the answer is the star of our show today, your nervous system.
So, we've got 6 main stops on our tour today. We're going to start with the big picture, then break it down into its core parts. We'll explore its different modes, find out just how fast it works, and wrap up with its most incredible feature, its ability to learn and change.
Okay, first up, what exactly is the nervous system? Well, you can think of it as your body's ultimate command center. It is the master control network for everything, from your heartbeat to you understanding this very sentence.
No, really. Go ahead and pinch yourself. Feel that? That feeling is a tiny electrical signal, a little burst of information that just traveled from your skin all the way up to your brain to get processed, and then all the way back with one simple message, ouch. And this entire trip happens faster than you can even think about it.
So how is this massive, sprawling network even organized? It's actually broken down into 2 main divisions that work together perfectly. You can think of them as the headquarters and all of its messengers.
Okay, so first you've got the central nervous system, or the CNS. This is mission control. It's your brain and your spinal cord, and it's where all the information gets analyzed and all the big decisions get made. And then you have the peripheral nervous system, or PNS. These are the messengers, a huge network of nerves branching out to every single corner of your body, gathering info and delivering commands from headquarters.
Now, this information flows in 2 different directions. You have afferent neurons, which are your sensory neurons. They bring signals into the CNS, things like the taste of your favorite food or the feeling of a cool breeze. And then you have efferent neurons, the motor neurons, which carry commands out from the CNS, telling your muscles to do something, like chew your food or pull on a jacket.
Let's dig into those messengers, the peripheral nervous system, a little more, because it also has 2 subdivisions, and they're based on a really simple question. Are you in control of the action, or is it just happening on its own?
So the somatic system, that's all you. It handles all your voluntary movements, the things you consciously decide to do, like waving hello or picking up a cup. But the autonomic system, that's the real unsung hero here. It's working 24/7 in the background, managing all the crucial stuff you don't even have to think about, like keeping your heart beating, your lungs breathing, and your food digesting.
But you know, sometimes your body needs to react way faster than the brain can make a decision. And that's where something called the reflex arc comes in. It's brilliant. If you touch a hot stove, that danger signal doesn't go all the way to the brain. Instead, it just goes to the spinal cord, which immediately fires back an evacuate command to your muscles. You pull your hand away before you even feel the pain. Your brain gets the memo after you're already safe. It's a fantastic life-saving shortcut.
All right, let's dive even deeper into that automatic system. It's run by 2 opposing forces that are in a constant tug of war with each other, keeping your body perfectly balanced for whatever life throws at you.
These 2 are the sympathetic and the parasympathetic systems. The sympathetic system is your fight or flight mode. It kicks in when you're stressed or in danger, cranking up your heart rate, speeding up your breathing, and getting you ready for action. And its counterpart, the parasympathetic system, is all about rest and digest. It's the calm down crew. It slows your heart rate and gets your body focused on chilling out and recovering. They're perfect opposites.
But this constant push and pull isn't a conflict, it's actually a beautiful collaboration. Together, these 2 systems create a state of perfect internal balance. The scientific term for it is homeostasis, and it means your body is always perfectly tuned to what's going on.
So, we've talked about what the nervous system does, but how on earth does it send messages so mind-bogglingly fast? Well, to get that, we need to zoom way, way in and look at the fundamental building block of this entire system.
So meet the neuron. Every single part of your nervous system is made up of these amazing, specialized cells. And they kind of look like trees, right? The branches, called dendrites, are what receive signals, and that long trunk, the axon, is what sends the signals on to the very next neuron in the chain.
So how does one of these things fire? Well, it all starts with a stimulus. This causes tiny channels on the neuron to fly open, and a flood of positive ions rushes in. This creates an electrical spark, it's called an action potential, that just zips down the axon. And when it gets to the very end, it releases a puff of chemical messengers that jump across a tiny gap to the next neuron, starting the whole process all over again. It's like a biological domino rally happening at lightning speed.
And that brings us to our final stop. And honestly, this might be the most mind-blowing feature of your entire nervous system. It is not fixed. It is constantly changing, adapting, and literally learning from everything you do.
That's right. The concept is called neuroplasticity. Your brain isn't some static hard drive. It's much more like living clay, constantly being reshaped and rewired by every new skill you practice and every new thing you learn. Think about learning to skate, for example. The first time you try, your brain is just firing signals all over the place, trying to figure it out. You're wobbly, you're clumsy, but as you practice, your brain starts to identify which of those signals actually lead to success, and it starts strengthening those connections. The more you do it, the stronger and more efficient that pathway gets, until eventually skating feels smooth, natural, almost automatic. You have literally built a skating circuit inside your own brain. And here is the coolest part. As the source material beautifully puts it, these connections never completely disappear. That's why you can dust off an old guitar you haven't played in 10 years, and with just a little bit of practice, it will all come back to you in a flash. That pathway, that foundation, it's still there, just waiting for you to use it again.
So, you see, your nervous system isn't just some fixed set of wires. It's this dynamic, adaptable, incredible network that's waiting for your instructions. And since you can physically rewire your own brain just through practice, it leaves us with one last, pretty empowering question. What new neural pathway are you going to choose to build next?
Health is the most precious gift. If this video helped you or someone you love, please like, subscribe, and share so more families can stay safe and healthy.